Hello everybody, welcome back to Silvernest Homeschool. We've taken a couple of weeks off just from making videos just because it's been the wonderful Christmas season and we had some sickness and we had some reality and we had some life. But we are back and I want to do a review of November and December's work. We did take off 2 weeks for Christmas and sickness and all the things, but this is our review of 7th grade, what we've been doing at home. Again, my daughter does take math and English and PEs and guitar at a local school. It is a homeschool program, but that's where she does the rest of her stuff. So this is going to be mostly covering French, history, and science. So what we've got is a huge win for French. We were able to go and finished our first quarter of French, able to go meet with our French teacher from our local high school, who happened to be my French teacher when I was in high school. And she said, yes, we are doing a great job. Even though she's in 7th grade, she did earn her high school French credit, and she was able to earn an A from her hard work. And so I was really proud of her. And the bonus on all of that was that her French advisor said that her accent is actually better than mine, which I'm not surprised at all. But she also gave her the compliment that her accent is better than hers because it's a very Canadian accent, and so she has a much more French accent. And so that was so good for her heart to know that the work that she's doing, the work I've been doing, has been worth it. She was so nervous going in, and it was wonderful to meet with her. Sometimes you just want to have those moments where you're able to get an outside encouragement that everything is going in a healthy way, especially when you're first starting a new program. So what we've been doing is, this is our schedule for now, but the same kind of thing. We play a French game, usually Spot It. So we're almost memorized all these words in this game, though we have played games like Minuscule as well in French, other language in independent games. She picks, or she can watch a cartoon. So we've been watching a lot of Peppa Pig in French. And then she'll do whatever lesson she needs to do on the computer. And then the computer also has flashcards for her, and so she can review different things. So we're trying to go back and forth between the new information and the old information, new information, older information. The other thing she's doing is reading books in French. This will be her second quarter, first year French, but because her older sister also speaks, which is why her accent is so beautiful, she's able to understand and comprehend a whole bunch more. Her dad also studied French in school, so we do throw it around a bit here and there. So it's not as maybe challenging if you were just brand new. And then she'll read one of these stories and then answer the questions. Usually the first day, because it's getting a little more complicated for her, I'll have her read it out loud with me, practice her pronunciation, and then answer the questions together to make sure we understand what they're asking. And then the next day I have her read it on her own and write the answers down in French. So she's getting all that kind of practice. So that is going really, really well. We plan to keep up the schedule of not rushing through breaking the French barrier. Having been reviewed with our friend, she's highly recommending that we do the first 6 lessons, not all 12 in the first year, and do the second 6 in the second, and slow it down by doing these games and these different things. She also will have a French movie every now and then, like full blown. So we always are looking at our different DVDs and such, seeing which ones can be in French. So we did watch The Incredibles in French, that kind of thing. So that is our French class. Yes, I do think I needed to add some more stuff for her, so it wasn't straight up all computer and paperwork for breaking the French barrier. But still trusting the French, just needing to go back, circle back to make sure information is grabbed. All right, our gather round, we finished up energy as our unit, which I do not have down here because I've already sent it upstairs and we've moved on to our next one, but this is just to remind me that we did energy. She took this and ran on her own. She read all the lessons herself, she did all the homework herself, and she finished it very quickly. She wanted to be on break early, so that's what she did. And then some of the things that we did to go with energy, we did, she read half of Men of Science, Men of God, which is mostly short biographies, and she finished about half of that, and then she's going to finish the other half this month as we're going through Renaissance and revivals. She also made soap as part of her unit, and then we also added to our Gravitrax sets for energy as well as for our Renaissance and revival unit when it comes to engineering. So I'll go over that a little bit more when we go over what we're doing this coming. But yes, so that was very successful in the sense of like she got the information. She was able to review things she'd already learned before. She didn't find it that difficult of a concept. We also played Valence to talk about, and board game. And we also did some other science board games to kind of go along with it. Not a lot of hands-on experiments. Our friends that we normally do experiments with have been going through some stuff, so we took a little break from that. But we did do an interesting friction pen, Frixion, pen and microwave experiment that did not turn out the way we thought and taught us a lot more about microwaves and the science behind those pens and why they erase and how to bring the things back. And so if you want to look up a couple of experiments on that, it was kind of nice to have. We used the markers as well, which the friction markers, and that may have played into it. Also, we learned about like how high something in the microwave needs to be in order for those waves to hit it. So yeah, very interesting. History was Middle Ages, which is her favorite time period. So she spent hours and hours and hours building Lego castles and reading and learning more or reviewing more. This was my childhood copy. This is, if you remember, I had a whole stack of things she could pick from. This is the one she ended up reading herself. She didn't finish the whole book. That's okay. She read quite a bit of it. It's the old English, and so that's been really good and helpful as she's gone into her Shakespeare unit. That is part of Revival, Renaissance and Revival. So yeah, language is always great. A little bit at a time as she was interested. And then her dad has also read her some of Howard Pyle, especially with like the Robin Hood. So this again is the book we're using for History of the World. She reads the section that she's assigned. She has to finish it by the end of the month. And then every section that she reads, she writes me a paragraph to 2-paragraph review of what she learned, explaining the concepts. It is a little more simplified version of history, but again, it's 7th grade history and it is big. So she's getting a very good overview. Also, if you followed any of her other videos, she has done a lot of history already. And so she's read almost all the horrible history books. I think we have 20 of them. She's also reading through the God's Generals for kids. It's all about different revivals, which has been really powerful for her. And she's read them before, but reading them again has just been really encouraging to her. And so, yeah, that's what's happened in 7th grade. We are really enjoying slowing down in January and being together. The final thing she did was we picked up a bunch of these Royal Diaries. And this is the one she's going to be reading for this coming month because I put the others upstairs. But I think she read 4 or 5 of these as well to go with the time periods that we were reading. And those were also very successful, interesting for her. She does love history. So she says she doesn't, but she'll finish a book in a day or 2. So yeah, she's good. All right. I hope that was helpful. 7th grade. Again, she's doing pre-algebra at school. She's doing it in English 7, and she's doing guitar 2 or 3, 2, I guess. And then she's also doing some PE classes like dodgeball, jump to be fit, that kind of thing. So, oh, and she did sign up for a Lego engineering class. That's kind of helped balance out for this quarter. That's kind of helping balance out our science for her. I hope that was helpful. We will talk to you soon. Have a great day.